Foundation of belief. Praise be to Allah, the Creator, the first, the last, the doer of whatever He wills, who guides His servants towards the true path, who makes Himself known to men that He exists by Himself without any partner, He is single without any associate, the eternal without any before Him and without any beginning, the everlasting without any end. He is the first, the last, the external and the internal, the all-knowing. The following beliefs about Allah is necessary. 1. To believe in His transcendence. He is without body and form, free of restriction, limitation and resemblance, not divisible. Nothing is like Him and He is not like anything. He is not limited by measure, space and time. He is free from diligence, rest and change. Everything is in His grasp. He is above Arsh, above heaven and above everything. He is nevertheless below the deeper depth. Yet He is near, very close to a thing, nearest to the jugular vein of a man. He is not in anything and nothing is in Him. He is beyond space and beyond time. He is now as He was before. He expresses Himself through His creatures and not by existence. He is free from change, increase or decrease. 2. To believe in His power and existence. He is ever-living, all-powerful, almighty, the great destroyer. He is free from faults and failures, slumber, sleep, disease, death. He is the Lord of the entire universe, angels and of everything. The heavens are rolled in His hands. He is unique in creation and unrivaled in ever-new creations. He fixed the provision and death of created being and nothing can escape from His power. His power and might are above counting. 3. To believe in His knowledge. His knowledge is without limit and He knows everything. Whatever happens between the deepest abyss of the earth to the highest heaven is within His knowledge. The smallest atom in the earth or in heaven is not outside His knowledge. He knows the creeping of an ant and on a solid stone in intense dark night or in the movement of a mote in the air. Everything open and secret is within His knowledge. Every thought in mind, every contrivance of the devil and every thought good or bad is within His knowledge. His knowledge is eternal and unlimited without any increase or decrease and without any defect. 4. To believe in His will. Nothing comes into being small or great, good or evil, benefiting or not benefiting, faith or infidelity, known or unknown, profit or loss, sin or virtue without His order, power and will. What He will comes into being. What He does not will comes not into being. Not a glance of the eye, not a stray sudden thought in mind is outside His will. He does what He wills. There is none to rescind His command, there is no obstacle to it. There is no refuge of one who is disobedient to Him. There is none to follow His command without His will. If mankind, jinn, angels and devil want to remove an atom from its proper place, they won't be able to do it without His will. His will lies naturally in His attributes, which are unlimited. There is no precedence or subsequence of any event from its appointed time. 5. To believe in His hearing and sight. He hears and sees. His hearing and sight are all-pervading. Nothing however scanty can escape His hearing and nothing however subtle can go from His sight. Distance is no bar to His hearing and seeing, rather distance and nearness are all equal to Him. Darkness cannot obstruct His sight. He sees without eyes, catches without hand and creates without instrument. His attributes are not like those of the created beings as His being is not like that of the created. 6. To believe in His words. Allah speaks without sound. It is eternal, ancient and self-existing unlike the talks of the created. His talk is without sound. It has got no connection with circulation of air. It does not take the help of words and languages through the movement of lips. The Quran, the Bible, the Gospel and Psalms are His created books to His prophets. The Quran is recited by tongue, written in papers and preserved in heart. Nevertheless it is eternal existing with the eternity of Allah. Hazrat Moses heard His words without sound and language and the righteous will see Him in the hereafter without body and space. 7. To believe in His actions. There is no creator of actions except He, and nobody is outside His judgment. He created everything in its best of make and form, and no other form is. 8. To believe in the other words. It is to attest to the prophethood of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Allah sent the unlettered Qurayshi prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as an apostle to all the Arabs and non-Arabs, to the jinn and men, and by his law he abrogated all other laws. He gave him superiority to all other prophets and made him leader of mankind, and did not make complete any faith with the words of Tawhid, till it was followed by the attestation that Muhammad is his servant and apostle. He made compulsory to believe whatever he said about this world and the next world. He does not accept the faith of a man unless he believes in these articles of faith along with the following. A. To believe in Munkar and Nakir. They are two terrible angels. They will make the dead one sit up with his soul and body and ask him about his religion and his prophet. This is the first examination after death. B. To believe in the punishment of grave as true. C. 2. Believe in the balance with two scales and a tongue the magnitude of which is like the stages of heaven and earth. Therewith the actions of men will be weighed. The weight would be like a mote or mustard seed to establish exact justice. D. To believe in the bridge. It is a bridge stretched ever hell, sharper than the edge of the sword and thinner than a hair. The feet of the unbelievers will slip and they will fall down into hell. The feet of the believers will be firm upon it by the grace of Allah, and so they will cross it to paradise. E. To believe in the fountain. It is a fountain of the Prophet, peace be upon him. The believers will take drink from it and enter paradise after crossing the bridge. Whoever will drink therefrom once will never be thirsty. Its water will be whiter than milk and sweeter than honey. There will be so many pitchers around like so many stars in firmament. Better that in. He is wise in his actions and just in his judgments. His justice is not comparable to that of men. Whatever exists in the world, men, jinn, angels, devils, heaven, earth, animals, plants, inanimate things, comes out of nothing but by his power. He existed in eternity by himself, and there was nothing along with him. Thereafter he originated creations not because of his necessity. He has got no fatigue or languor. Whatever he does is from a sense of justice, not of oppression or injustice. Obedience to him is binding on all his creatures, and he expressed it through his prophets. He gave them miracles and conveyed his injunctions and prohibitions through them. F. To believe in the judgment. Some will render little account, some great, and some will enter paradise without account. They will be in the neighborhood of Allah. Those who believe in Tawhid will come out of hell after their due punishment in hell. G. To believe in the intercession of the prophets, then the learned, then the martyrs, then the rest of the believers. They will have the right of intercession in proportion to their ranks to Allah. H. To believe in the goodness of the companions, first of Abu Bakr, then of Omar, then of Usman, and then of Ali. You will have good idea about them and praise them as Allah and His Apostle praised them.